Jonathan. Well, I got all your work, and I'm using the OneDrive version. What I have done is continue to add the evidence from the email that you sent me, if that's okay. So this becomes like a place to put everything in. I'm just going to scroll down quickly to the bits that I've added. And by the way, well done, you're on track. The last two bits on this unit for this term we're going to cover in January, which is around the occupational health services. So yeah, don't despair if in that case as a result. Okay, so we've got 2.1 on evaluate how own union is organised for health and safety. I mean, to be honest, I recognise that SOR are not affiliated internationally, which could have had a bit of a mention. But anyway, I've taken a sort of pragmatic view and thought, well, you've done a good evaluation in terms of the national, and clearly with some of the implications, namely, as I've understood from your contribution, is, you know, the lack of staff or the pressures on staff means that potentially that impacts on even how many safety reps, for example, are in the union and active at that. So that meets that. Let me scroll down. 2.3, evaluate health and safety campaign. Well, you've identified the mental health campaign that has gone to the TUC conference, and you've spoken about you know, how employers need to take this on board. I thought that was sufficient to meet the criteria. I mean, it could have been the case that could have added a little bit more about does it work, does it not work, how are safety reps involved in this, but as is, it's fine. 2.4, develop outline proposals for the future health and safety campaign. Your motion looks fine, and in terms of some of the demands on NHS trusts to deal with mental health is fine as well, and I think it's again sufficient in terms of proposal because it's a motion. So yeah, that's good. 3.1, evaluate key health and safety principles. Well, I thought the fact that you've mentioned HSG 65, the Plan, Do, Check, Act approach, so that's the correct approach. You've then spoken about the safety policy, and in particular around who needs to be involved and what the policy needs to say about that, but also the liabilities, which I think is important. And also in terms of identifying safe systems of work, that needs to be in the policy, along with the review. So that, in a nutshell, is the HSE approach, which is good. So that meets that criteria. When you talk about analysing one of these principles, I thought what you've done on the competent persons and who they are and what they're meant to be doing, and you know, in particular, the you know, what's been happening in your workplace. I thought this was it met the criteria. Also, that you've spoken about you know, what the competent person needs to be doing. I mean, interestingly, if it helps, as you pointed out, it doesn't need that person need a qualification. To be honest, some unions see that as a bit of a weakness. I don't know, I'll leave you with that thought. Other than that, 4.1, 4.2, we'll probably end up doing it in January. Anyway, thanks, and you're up to date.